You're pregnant? That's wonderful! Congratulations! Surprisingly, it was my sister-in-law who congratulated me on my pregnancy more than anyone else. Oh, thank you. I'm really happy for you. It's a good thing I happen to have some cake prepared. Huh? Yes, we bought some cake. You said you like chocolate cake, right? My sister-in-law handed me a plate and smiled. It was strange for my usually cold sister-in-law to suddenly become so kind. There must be some ulterior motive. Right after this, my sister-in-law would experience hell as a result of my actions. My name is Eve, and I am 29 years old. I work as a piano instructor at a music school centered in Chicago. After graduating from high school, I pursued a music degree, focusing on the piano. Well, I didn't have enough talent to become a professional, so I currently work as an instructor. I'm about to take a temporary leave from work because a new life is growing inside me. I met my husband John at this workplace as well. He works as a salesperson at the store. We bonded instantly because we had the same favorite artist. And after dating for 4 years, we got married 6 months ago. I had extensive discussions about this job and childcare leave with my husband. Hey, John, I'm thinking of taking childcare leave without quitting job. What do you think? In response to my question, my husband had a slightly troubled expression. Well, it's your first childbirth, so maybe it's better to be cautious, do you think? Cautious? I mean, not only childcare leave, but also whether you can really continue working at all. I have a promotion coming up, and if you quit your job, I can support us financially. Yeah, thank you, but I really love my job. Besides, it's not a physically demanding job, you know? So I think childcare leave should be enough. Well, that's true. Compared to a regular job, it might be less of a burden. I'll be driving to your work, so you won't have to worry about commuting. Exactly. And I want to work when I can, for the sake of our children for their future. As I honestly expressed my feelings, my husband's expression gradually relaxed. While gently stroking my head, he spoke slowly. I see. If that's what you want, then I think that's the best choice. Really? Is it okay? Of course. If you want to work, I want to respect that. Just don't push yourself too hard. If you feel tired or overwhelmed, let me know right away. Sure. Thank you, John. And so, I decided not to resign and instead take childcare leave around the time of childbirth. Since it is still early in the pregnancy, I plan to find the right timing to talk to my workplace about it. A week later, my husband and I decided to visit his parents' house after a long time. We rarely go there, but we received a message from my mother-in-law asking us to visit occasionally. Why don't we usually visit my in-laws' house? It's simply because of my own wishes. You see, I strongly dislike my husband's sister, Ashley. Ashley is 35 years old, single, and still lives with her parents. She has a very distinct personality, for better or worse. I disliked my sister-in-law from the very first meeting. Eve, you have a face that seems to fawn over men. I still vividly remember these words spoken to me from the moment we met. No one has ever said such a thing to me before. Stunned by the impact, I was at a loss for words. And she mercilessly continued. Oh, did I hit the nail on the head? Huh? No, well, Just kidding. Just kidding. But you seem a bit cunning, don't you, Eve? The type. That's disliked by other women, right? Well, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Ah, so you don't have any female friends, after all? Yeah, right. I get it. I'm also the type that gets along better with men. Ashley laughed while clapping her hands. I didn't understand what was so funny, but all I could do was smile politely. From that point on, every time we visited my in-laws, Ashley would find ways to bother me. I couldn't say anything to my husband or in-laws because I didn't want to worry them. Or rather, I didn't know what to say. An adult behaving like a mean-spirited middle schooler. How should I handle that? But there was one time when I couldn't bear it anymore and fought back against my sister-in-law. Only once in the past. It happened when my husband and my in-laws went shopping, leaving me alone at the in-laws' house. I was supposed to go with them, but I started feeling carsick on the way to the in-laws. So I decided to take a rest for a while. As I lay down in the guest room, the sliding door suddenly opened, and my sister-in-law stuck her head in. "Oh, hi, Ashley." As I responded that way, she changed her expression and started yelling at me. "What are you doing? Why are you sleeping?" I'm sorry. I got carsick on the way here and... Stop making excuses. Well, if you have time to sleep, why don't you clean? My room is a mess right now, you know. Even if you say that, I'm not feeling well right now. Huh? Don't talk back to me. Hurry up and do it. Ashley grabbed my arm and pulled it forcefully. Realizing that I would be forced to clean her room if I didn't do something, I mustered up my strength and shook off her grip. "What do you think you're doing?" As she shouted, I mustered up my energy and replied, "Can't you understand my words? I said I'm feeling unwell, didn't I?" "Huh? So what? Your condition is none of my business." "Please stop it. How insensitive can you be? Leave me alone. I've had enough." "Oh, what did you say?" "Fine, whatever. You should just divorce my brother. You ugly bitch." After yelling at me, my sister-in-law stomped her way upstairs to her room. Oh no, what should I do? I got irritated and ended up talking back. Should I apologize later? However, no matter how many times I think about it, I am not at fault in this matter. In the end, I didn't have a chance to apologize to my sister-in-law that day, and I left my in-law's house without speaking to her. Since that incident, I hadn't had a proper conversation with my sister-in-law. I've come up with various excuses to avoid visiting my in-law's house. In this context, I felt a little anxious as I prepared to visit my in-law's house after a long time. What should we do about the pregnancy? Should we wait a little longer before telling our families? In the car, my husband asked me, bringing me back to reality from my gloomy mood. After thinking for a moment, I opened up to my husband about my feelings. It's still early in the pregnancy. Maybe it's better to wait until the stable period. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just visit them a bit today, and then go home. Okay, thank you. My husband always prioritizes my feelings over his own. If I were to talk to him about my sister-in-law, he would probably listen and offer advice. But I was too afraid to consult with him, as it might worsen the situation. Nervously, as I visited my in-law's house, my sister-in-law Ashley was sitting on the sofa watching TV. Hello, Ashley. It's been a while. Even though I greeted her, she didn't even turn around and gave a curt, "Yeah, whatever," in response. But she acted friendly and cheerfully towards my husband and our parents as usual. It was clear that she was changing her attitude only towards me. Do I have to apologize after all? I tried calling out to my sister-in-law again, but she didn't respond at all, not even making eye contact. In the end, nothing progressed that day, and I went back home. I planned to have a proper conversation with her when I visit next time to announce the pregnancy. A few months later, I safely entered the stable period and informed my workplace about the pregnancy. My colleagues congratulated me one by one. In that moment, I thought to myself, pregnancy is not just an event that the individuals involved celebrate, but also something that brings joy to those around them. I had a slight hope that my sister-in-law might be happy when her nephew or niece is born. With that tiny expectation in my heart, I headed to my in-laws' house again with my husband. When I rang the doorbell, my mother-in-law greeted us with her usual kind smile. In the midst of tension, as we entered the living room, my sister-in-law was sitting on the sofa, as expected. "Oh, Ashley, hi." Summoning my courage, I spoke, and Ashley turned towards me with a smiling face. "Eve, it's been a while. You look well." Yeah, thanks." "And you seem a little plump. Could it be the happiness weight gain?" "Well, it might be." My sister-in-law responded without her usual snide tone, but rather in a nonchalant manner. Although it should have been something to be happy about, I couldn't accept it sincerely. Why is she being so nice today, all of a sudden? Wondering, I took a seat in front of my in-laws to start the conversation. "We came here today because we have something important to discuss." "Something important?" My mother-in-law widened her eyes and asked. After an exchange of glances with my husband, I slowly began to talk. "We're pregnant. I entered the stable period recently, so we wanted to share the news with you." "Oh my! Really? What should I do?" "I'm sorry for the sudden announcement." No need to apologize, dear. I'm very happy." Beside my tearful mother-in-law, my father-in-law nodded and smiled. Then my sister-in-law interjected. "Is that true?" "Yes, I'm currently 6 months." "You're pregnant? That's wonderful. Congratulations." My sister-in-law expressed more joy and excitement for my pregnancy than anyone else in the room. Feeling a bit overwhelmed by her enthusiasm, I mastered a smile. "Thank you so much." "Eve, I'm truly happy for you." "Oh, it's a good thing I happened to prepare some cake. Let's celebrate." "Huh, cake?" My sister-in-law walked towards the fridge and presented some cake in front of me. "You mentioned that you liked chocolate cake, didn't you?" My sister-in-law smiled cheerfully as she offered me the only piece of chocolate cake among several other cakes. It was strange for her, who is usually so cold, to suddenly become so kind, and giving me only the chocolate cake, even though it's my favorite. I couldn't help but suspect, but there was an ulterior motive behind it. I picked up the fork beside my plate, intending to take a bite of the cake. However, I didn't miss the moment when my sister-in-law's mouth curled into a wide grin. The uneasiness within me turned into conviction. I set the fork down, and instead I turned to my mother-in-law and spoke up. I'm sorry, but can I exchange my cake with yours?" Upon hearing my words, my sister-in-law's face visibly contoured. And aware of the situation, my mother-in-law smiled and offered her plate. Of course, dear. But Eve, I thought you liked chocolate cake. Yes, I do like it, but it has a strong brandy scent. I am being cautious about consuming sweets and alcohol during my pregnancy. Oh, I see. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. 'Cause I asked Ashley to get these cakes ready for today. Besides, I had no idea that you, Eve, were pregnant. I apologize for not knowing. No, it's okay. I apologize for being demanding. And so, I switched the cake that was meant for me with her cake. I glanced briefly at my sister-in-law, and her face turned pale. Well then, shall we eat? Everyone turned their attention to the cake at my mother-in-law's words. And at that moment, no! Ashley let out a piercing scream as my mother-in-law was about to take a bite of the cake. Her voice startled everyone in the room. Oh, what's wrong? As my mother-in-law asked, my sister-in-law continued. That chocolate cake doesn't have any brandy in it. So, Eve should have it, right? Ashley, don't force anything on anyone. But I've already started eating this one, so I'll have it. But Mom, what's the matter? Why do you have such an anxious look on your face? Could it be that you wanted the chocolate cake? That's not it. If that's the case, you should have just said so honestly. Here. With those words, my mother-in-law forcibly shoved a large bite into my sister-in-law's mouth. And then, my sister-in-law suddenly stood up and rushed to the bathroom. I could immediately hear her choking and retching forcefully. It seemed that my suspicions had hit the mark. While everyone was worried about my sister-in-law, I quietly asked her, Ashley, what was in the chocolate cake? What are you talking about? Then why did you vomit out? Why did you stop your mother from eating it? It's not like there's any deep meaning. Well, would you eat it again for us then? As Ashley shook her head, everyone turned suspicious eyes towards her. Amidst my in-laws' angry and flushed faces, it was my husband who quietly exploded in anger. What the hell were you thinking, sis? What were you planning to do to Eve? It's not like that, John. I gave her expired, rotten cake. What? Rotten cake? Are you kidding me? Eve is pregnant. What if something had happened? How would you have dealt with it? Calm down, John. Just calm down. I just thought you should marry someone better than a plain woman like her. What did you say? Who gave you the right to decide? If you ever dare to undermine Eve again, I won't forgive you. Under the usually mild-mannered husband's shouting, Ashley trembled in fear. There was no longer anyone to support her. Only cold stares in the living room pierced through her. I apologize, okay? Please, forgive me. My sister-in-law approached me with a forced smile, seeking forgiveness. Unable to even offer a sincere apology, my anger flared up. And before I knew it, my voice became harsh. Enough! How much harassment do you plan on giving me? If it were just me, it would be one thing, but what if something happened to the baby? You would be held accountable for it. It's not that serious. Not serious? Don't make light of it. There are things in this world that are more important than yourself. I won't show mercy if you put this child in danger. Stay away from me. My shouting made Ashley crumble on the spot. Afterward, I confessed to my husband and in-laws about the harassment I had endured from Ashley all this time. As a result, my sister-in-law was abandoned by my in-laws and driven out of the family home. In essence, she was disowned and left with nothing, not even her belongings. Since my sister-in-law was originally a contract employee, her salary wasn't that high. Perhaps she had enjoyed a carefree life because she was living with her parents. Now, she was cast out of her home and left to bear everything alone. It would be wise for her to learn what truly matters in life during this time. I have no intention of interacting with her for a while. At this point, I don't plan to introducing her to my child, even after she is born. I'm sorry, Eve, for putting you through such a scary experience. My husband, with a remorseful look, embraced me tightly. Don't apologize. Thank you for protecting me. What are you saying? I'm always on your side, you know. From now on, I will always protect you and our child. You've already become such a reliable daddy. The due date is approaching soon. We're having a girl. Both my in-laws and my family, as well as everyone at my workplace, are eagerly awaiting the birth of this child. Honestly, deep down, I have a feeling that I want to introduce my niece to Ashley someday. After all, she will still be her biological aunt. But I need a little more time. When she has truly changed, and when I'm ready in my heart, I will surely let her meet my child. My husband understands my true intentions. With these thoughts in mind, I played the piano, directed towards my large belly.